Fidel Castro Baraza stands tall, probably taller than most people in Migori County. However, it is not his physical height that counts. His dream and vision for a better Migori stands tallest and most appealing. From his heydays at the university, Fidel Castro has been consistent with the call for bettering the human society. Like Prophet Jeremiah, Castro sheds tears when he recalls promises and expectations that went along with devolution at the time. Quoting Mahatma Gandhi, often Castro says, "I seek to be part of change that I want to see in the world." Join me. Listen to this visionary and passionate born leader who rose from the dust to be what he is today, a champion of change and accountability.
My name is Fidel Castro Baraza, otherwise known as Jagirango. I'm a Commonwealth Peace Fellow, a resident of Migori County. Actually, this is where I was born and bred. After my primary education, I proceeded to Maseno School and thereafter to Kenyatta University, where I did political science. At the university, I also served as the Secretary General of the Students' Union between 2005 and 2006. Thereafter, I proceeded to the UK, where I did my master's in political science, but majoring in peace building at Coventry University. I also did my peace fellowship at the same university at the Center for Peace, Trust and Social Relations. Professionally, I have worked with a number of large corporates, Barclays Bank, Safaricom, and then the bag for the civil society hit while I was working there. So I left Safaricom in December 2012 to pursue peace building, first as a peace monitor with UNDP, where I was working on a project that was supporting the national government through the Ministry of Interior. So in that capacity, I was posted to Migori as the county peace monitor, supporting the office of the county commissioner then. Later, the project expanded, and I went to Kisumu as a Nyanza cluster coordinator under the same project. So I would say that devolution brought me to Migori because I came to Migori at the same time that the new devolved system of government was being put in place. So therefore, I witnessed the process, the transition from one government to 48 governments. I witnessed the challenges, helped to identify opportunities, and I've been very much part of that process, that the transformation, both political and economic, that has taken place, and the challenges have been part of them, and this is something that I have also witnessed and lived with, because it does not just affect me as an individual, but also my family and the general community in which I live. So basically, I think that is myself. In terms of my interest and my passion, I have so much passion for peace building, yes, and I also analyze conflicts, particularly political conflicts and cross-ethnic and also intra-ethnic conflicts, which of course are prevalent in Migori. Devolution is still in a state of flux, if I would describe it in the context of Migori County. Migori is a very diverse county in terms of its ethnic composition. Of course, the largest community here is the Luo community, with also significant populations, about a quarter being the Kuria community and the Soba community, and of course other ethnic communities also being quite significant here, the Luya, the Kisi, the Somali, the Kikuyu, and others. So therefore, that diversity in itself makes Migori quite unique. I think when devolution came as the people of Migori, we got it right because we felt that the political realities had to conform to the demographic realities and the diversity of Migori County. And therefore, we came up with something that was called negotiated democracy, where communities decided to share power. And I think in the sense of the 2013 elections, it served the people well. But due to a number of factors which I may not want to get into, that arrangement was shelved. And by the time we were going to the 2017 elections, that particular arrangement had all but collapsed. It is not something that the people of Migori have consciously revisited or sought to have continue. But I think it still exists because there seems to be a gentleman's agreement that, particularly between the Luo and the Kuria, that if one is governor, the other should be governor, deputy governor. And I think in terms of how positions are shared, it has worked quite well, and it has led to the two communities have coexisted quite peacefully. So I think that is one of the positives of devolution, that some element of sharing of resources and opportunities exists, and there is some sense of ownership and pride in people from all the ethnic communities referring to themselves or considering themselves as the people of Migori. Yeah, so in terms of devolution, I think a number of issues still need to be addressed. Number one is the issue of political accountability. I think we did get it right in 2013 when the leading gubernatorial candidates were subjected to a public debate where members of the public were able to put them to task and provide some kind of scrutiny that could hold them accountable. But in subsequent elections, that has not taken place. And even in terms of tangible manifestos being shared with the electorate and members of the public, I think that has been lacking. So to me, as a professional from Migori County, I think we got it wrong, because that is one critical and very key element of holding leaders to account. And then number two, I think we also kind of lowered our standards, particularly with the first administration that was led by our first governor, Governor Obado, that yes, though devolution was still in its formative stages, institutions were being set up, I just have the feeling that we did not get the best in terms of the people who could run this county in terms of marshalling its resources and identifying opportunities where the county could thrive. If you look at other counties, they even have slogans like, you go to a county like Nandi, it's the home of champions. What our clarion call as the people of Migori is all about, and the political philosophy that can define that, I think is lacking in terms of us being able to package and brand ourselves, identifying our strengths, and cutting a niche on a certain issue that can work to our advantage and be the clarion call for political mobilization and economic mobilization so that we can transform this county going forward. So I think that is a gap. And then thirdly, I think in terms of accountability, we have chapter 6 of the Constitution on leadership and integrity. Our county has faced a number of challenges, particularly regarding the integrity of some of our leaders, which I think has been in the public domain. And this, to me, undermines the whole concept of leadership. Regarding the lifestyle of some of the leaders, as I did say at the beginning that devolution is still in a state of flux, the majority of the public is still largely excluded from devolution. The level of understanding is still significantly low. I know that political literacy is very high in this region. But when it comes to issues like public accountability mechanisms like budget tracking, community scorecards, and the people being in a position to really scrutinize and criticize some government decisions, I think that is still largely lacking. We can do a lot more in terms of ensuring that our leaders are held more accountable to the people. Fourthly, I did indicate earlier that Migori has a very robust civil society, but and civil society plays the role of complementing the government in terms of the government being able to. Sometimes these organizations do fill capacity gaps. They provide additional resources for government. So I think that is one area where we could do more in terms of collaboration in sectors like agriculture, sectors like education, peace building, and conflict mitigation, that if we work together, then we are able to achieve more, even policy making. I think in the sphere of peace building, this is one of the few success stories where we have seen very, very deliberate collaboration between the government and the civil society, and we have been able to achieve quite a number of outputs, the most significant being the county peace policy, which was approved recently, that is now awaiting legislation in the county assembly so that it can become an act. The last factor that I would mention is that the capacity of the county assembly of Migori as the watchdog to actually provide oversight to the county government. Much as the county assembly has tried, I think there are still gaps, and the main gap remains that the fact that one monolithic political party controls, has an absolute majority in the county government of Migori, and therefore issues of oversight are not being performed very well. In fact, I think the county assembly and the county executive are working very, very closely, and when they do that, in the absence of critical oversight, accountability is compromised. Yes, and sometimes it is the people who feel it, because sometimes resources are not utilized properly, and issues of corruption do emerge. One critical aspect, I think, is the issue of lifestyle audits, that you can see a lot of wealth being flaunted around and being accumulated by the political elites. And this actually undermines cohesion, because people come up with all manner of narratives as to how that wealth is acquired. And of course, every year we do see reports from the Auditor General that sometimes points out aspects of corruption. But of course, very little, if any, has been done to address some of those things. So those are some of the issues that sometimes foment public dissent against the government. And if they are not addressed, then they could easily escalate even into violence. I think in terms of development, all of us are to blame. Migori belongs to all of us. Number one, I think I've mentioned the issue of leadership, that in terms of leadership, we have not focused on the best. If you look at other countries and other democracies, leadership is a preserve of the best. Countries like Malaysia and Singapore, they make very deliberate processes of identifying leaders who must be leaders in industry, leaders in academia, in business. Those are the people who should be given the responsibility of leading. But I think this has been watered down in Kenya, and in the case of Migori, that we have all sorts of characters. As long as you have acquired some wealth, then the people feel that you should be considered for leadership. So I think that is wrong. Our best should be the ones leading resources and institutions like civil societies, so that these leaders can be held more accountable. So we need opportunities that can spur some kind of, or spark some kind of desire in us to be able to question rather than consume whatever information that we get. So I think that's very, very critical. I think in 2027, judging by the way things are going, we may not get it right. Already political mobilization is taking place, mostly along ethnic lines. We have seen pockets of political intolerance, which is characterized by violence. I just want to urge, particularly the young people who may not have been registered as voters, to prepare so that they can register and make their stand known using the ballot. The ballot is the most effective weapon of influencing leadership. So there's a saying that says that bad leaders are put in place by good voters who don't vote, good citizens who don't vote. I would also want to urge the people of Migori that this is our county. It is us who can define its identity and make it what it ought to be. Nobody is going to come from outside to prescribe solutions for us. We have to do it ourselves. And if we love our county, then we should desist from engaging in activities that are likely to undermine cohesion. But we need to celebrate our diversity and identify positives that can propel us to greater heights. Thank you.